everything that happens on the internet stays on the internet.
The Hidalgo County Sheriff's Department, along with the Mercedes PD, had a virtual presentation for our Mercedes ISD parents, students, and staff about the digital footprint and dangers of social media.
Anytime you use any sort of social media application, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, you leave what's called a digital footprint, right? So you're leaving these digital footprints every single time you're either sending a message, you're receiving a message.
Law enforcement nationwide have seen an increase in social media school threats. Officials say many young adults believe that since they are making the threat through social media, it's not as serious, and if they do it anonymously, they will not get caught.
And making everybody aware that there are serious consequences when you decide to make bad choices in regards to any kind of social media post.
Sergeant Harold Middle School Principal Javier de Anda said there is no denying that we are living in a digital world. The goal for the presentation was to raise awareness.
Just bring awareness to the community, to the faculty, to the staff, to our students, and just educate ourselves on the dangers of social media and any kind of post.
Police and school administrators are warning parents and students whether the threat are real or not, they can lead to an arrest.
So the punishment is serious. These students, when they want to go ahead and post something like that, they need to understand that they don't just reach the attention at the local level, but also at the federal level, state level.
Frank Sanchez, sergeant with the Mercedes Police Department, said when students make threats online, they create a form of panic that affect many people, and the consequences are not taken lightly.
People nationwide don't take this as a joke. We've seen a lot of school incidents, Columbine, and et cetera. A lot of incidents where they're not going to take this as a playing around matter. So you are going to get arrested. You are going to go to jail.
The Sergeant Harold Middle School principal said that it's important to inform every student about the dangers and consequences they will face if they make a social media threat.
Again, want to thank our counseling department because they went class to class and they presented to every student. This is not going to be a one-time thing, but a series of meetings that we're going to have. That way we all have a good understanding as to the social media, the digital footprint that we leave behind with anything that we do online.
Several Sergeant Harold Middle School students urged their fellow classmates to not make social media threats.
Don't do it. You can end up in a lot of trouble, and the punishment is really it's not worth it.
If one kid were to try and do this, I'd say don't do it because you could honestly end up in jail or even worse.
The punishments can be up to 185 days on jail plus a fine up to $10,000.
It's not worth it. It's always something that can be traced back to you, linked back to you, and having that on your shoulders or knowing that you did something like that is very big and it can be very overwhelming.
Police and school administrators encourage parents to always monitor their children's cell phones. It's also important that they stay up to date with the different social media platforms children are using.